This is the Ramana Maharshi Satsang. Listen, reflect, and deeply meditate. Know yourself and be always free and at peace. Welcome. I'm Richard Clarke. I'm not a guru or a teacher. Ramana's teaching is deep, and I want to share it. I'll read and comment on the Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 15, verses 17 through 20. In these verses, Ashtavakra speaks of knowledge of yourself. Self-knowledge is of the highest importance. One who knows for certain that the universe is illusion, a no thing, becomes desireless, pure awareness, and finds peace in the existence of nothing. In the ocean of existence, only one is, was, and ever will be. You are neither bound nor free. Live content and be happy. Do not stir the mind with yes or no. You are pure consciousness. Be still and abide in the bliss of self. Give up completely all contemplation. Hold nothing in the mind or heart. You are the self, forever free. Of what use is thinking to you? So let's break down these verses from the Ashtavakra Gita. Chapter 15, verse 17. One who knows for certain that the universe is illusion, a no thing, becomes desireless, pure awareness, and finds peace in the existence of nothing. This verse reveals that recognizing, knowing the universe as an illusion leads to profound inner freedom. When you know that everything you see is ultimately no thing, your attachment to desire fades, replaced by pure awareness. This shift allows peace to settle within as the self knows itself beyond the need for any external fulfillment or confirmation. In this clarity, the restless search for meaning in transient things of the world dissolves, and you rest in an awareness untouched by outer change. Ashtavakra teaches that knowing the universe is an illusion leads to inner liberation and peace. For spiritual practice, this is profoundly transformative. When you see that what you usually identify with, like possession, status, or relationships, is ultimately no thing. The need to possess or control these things loses its hold. This realization doesn't mean renouncing life, but reframing it as a passing appearance, a stage for self-awareness. The peace that comes from this self-knowledge is a stillness that goes beyond external conditions. Free from attachments there is effortless joy, discovering that true contentment lies not in accumulation or achievement, but in simple awareness of the self. This perspective transforms daily life. Your happiness is not dependent on gaining or avoiding anything in the world. 15:18. In the ocean of existence, only one is, was, and ever will be. You are neither bound nor free. Live content and be happy. This verse points to the eternal oneness that underlies all of existence. The idea of separation is only a mental construct, while in truth, only the one exists. Knowing this brings a profound freedom, showing that even ideas of bondage or freedom are illusions. Living with this awareness allows you to rest in a contentment that comes from knowing you are one with that which is, something whole and changeless, beyond all labels or limitations. That is who you are. Ashtavakra invites you to recognize the deeper truth of unity and timeless beneath the mind-created illusion of separateness. By realizing that it is only the one that exists, you can let go of striving to be free or to avoid bondage, as these are concepts that arise from mistaken identity with the transient ego self. In spiritual practice, this verse provides the calming assurance that you don't have to achieve anything or escape anything to be whole. By knowing this, you are free to live with ease, happiness, and contentment in this present moment, as you see that your essence remains complete and untouched, regardless of circumstances. The truth removes the fear of impermanence, allowing a fuller embrace of life's flow without needing to cling or resist. Nothing touches what you are, your existence, and your being. 15:19. Do not stir the mind with yes or no. You are pure consciousness. Be still and abide in the bliss of self. Ashtavakra encourages you to move beyond dualistic thinking, which creates unnecessary disturbances in the mind. By recognizing yourself as pure consciousness, untouched by the mental chatter of saying either yes or no, you open yourself to the natural bliss of the self. When you rest in this stillness, there is no need for mental conflict, only an experience of serene presence. You don't need anything other than what you have. This verse is a call to cultivate a state of pure witnessing, where you are present as consciousness itself without the mind's endless judgments or dualistic thinking. In practical terms, this means just observing life without getting entangled in mental reactions of yes or no, or good or bad, without any of the dualistic choices. For spiritual practice, it's a guide to remaining steady and rooted in the self, even in challenging moments. When you know this self, what else could you ever be? By refusing to engage in mental conflict, you open yourself to an expansive peace, where the bliss of the self is no longer obscured by restless thoughts. This practice leads you away from the habit of constant mental noise, fostering a life where happiness is no longer bound to external validation or resistance. Over time, this state of equanimity brings a joy that doesn't depend on outer situations, deepening your experience of stillness. 15, verse 20. Give up completely all contemplation. Hold nothing in the mind or heart. You are the self, forever free. Of what use is thinking to you? Ashtavakra in this verse invites you to abandon all mental processes and simply rest in your true nature, the self. He invites you to just be without adding anything to it. By letting go of seeking, of thoughts and meditations and intentions, the mind becomes a quiet space where the experience of freedom naturally unfolds. In this emptiness, the essence of your being, beyond thought and emotion, shines clearly, revealing a timeless freedom that requires no mental affirmation or contemplation. You know yourself. This verse emphasizes the ultimate freedom that comes from completely letting go of mental activity. For a meditator, the directive to give up completely all contemplation is both a challenge and a liberating invitation. When you allow the mind to be still, relinquishing the constant drive to think, analyze, or figure it out, you're free to experience the self directly beyond the limits of thought. This doesn't mean suppressing thoughts, but rather transcending the need for them by resting in pure being. The realization that thinking has limited value in the search for true peace can dissolve deep-seated attachments to intellectual control. Embracing this inner silence allows the self to reveal itself as already free, complete, and whole. This knowing can transform everyday experience by allowing you to respond to life from a place of profound calm rather than from the egoic mind. These verses collectively emphasize the importance of recognizing the illusory nature of the world and resting in the true nature of the self. Through detachment from constructs and desires, you find lasting peace and contentment in the presence of pure awareness, untouched by outer circumstances. So know yourself and be always free and at peace. And now a video from Nome, Reality and Illusion.
That which is truly yourself is entirely formless, without differences of any kind. It is undivided existence, undivided consciousness, undivided bliss. It is timeless and ever existent, silent and unchanging. It ever is, just as it is, one without anything else whatsoever. It is the infinite, the eternal, known by the name of Brahman, the vast absolute. This is the truth about you. What you are, what is real. The idea of difference, whether conceived as a multiplicity of thoughts or conceived of as an external world, is solely an illusion. Wise sages declare that all this is only an illusion, and also all this is only Brahman. What does it mean? It does not mean Brahman is illusion. The illusion of difference of any kind rests upon the perceiver of it. This is determined by the definition attributed to I. To know the reality, pure absolute existence as it is, therefore, the Maharshi instructs us to find out, who am I? If the definition of the perceiver is with the body as an embodied being, the illusion, seemingly real, but only an illusion, will appear as if an external world. If the definition of the perceiver is more subtle, such as the mind, the illusion will appear as states of mind, modes of mind, and the great multiplicity of thoughts. In short, however I is defined, this will appear. Indeed, the very notion of this is utterly dependent on the idea of an individual I. The perceived depends entirely upon the perceiver. For liberation from illusion and its consequent suffering and bondage, knowledge of reality is necessary. It cannot be approached in objective terms, for that also is illusory. Nor can one find a real cause for the illusion, for after all, illusion is illusory. If illusion is illusory, then we are free, and always free, and never truly bound. The bondage is referred to as an illusion, not because it is real, but only because it is seeming, until such time as the thorough inquiry is made, in which case reality comprehends itself. That is, you know yourself. That is the knowledge in which Brahman knows Brahman. For you are in truth Brahman. Hence the Mahavakyas, I am Atma Brahma, the self is Brahman, and Tattvamasi, that, meaning Brahman, you are. That which is perceived as illusion is only the existence itself, just as in the case of a rope, mistaken in dim light to be a snake, is actually only the rope. There's nothing to the snake, but the rope is there. There is nothing to the illusion of differentiation, but one solitary, indivisible, illimitable existence is there, and that existence is your existence. To know it, know yourself. If you treat that existence as if it were a goal removed from you, to be objectively attained or lost, such is illusion. Such is the notion of differentiation. It rests upon the perceiver, or rather the conceiver of it, the one who imagines differences. In your own experience, in your own being, inquire, who am I? What actually is your existence? Can it be a body? If you are not the body, where are you? Who are you? Can it be a collection of thought, a movement of thought, termed the mind? The one who knows the mind cannot possibly be the mind. If you are inconceivable, how to know yourself? Where conception ceases, true knowledge begins. Such knowledge is the very substance of Sri Bhagavan's inquiry, self-inquiry. Question yourself. starting and ending with your own existence. Who am I? If you inquire in this way, you will find how rootless, seedless illusion is. Differentiation, duality is not true. Your own existence is the proof of this. Know your existence as it is. If you know your existence as it is, you will find that Maya, illusion, has no existence. With differences vanished, your own being is the perfect fullness. That is Brahman. That is yourself. That is who you are. Knowledge of the self is knowledge of reality. If you think reality is something else, other than the self, to the slightest degree, something divided, differentiated, what is the definition being attributed to yourself that you imagine in such a manner? Question for inquiry destroys ignorance and thus reveals knowledge, in the same way that light is said to destroy darkness.
And now let's take a few minutes to inquire ourselves. You exist. Notice that you exist, and you know that you exist. And inquire, investigate within yourself. Can I feel the peace when there are no desires? Can I feel the peace when the mind is not reaching out? Can I be content with simply being? Can I rest in awareness without adding anything to it? What does it mean to be still in the midst of mental activity? It is a matter of identity. Am I the body or the mind or the ego or the consciousness that knows them? Who am I? What am I? What is the nature of my existence? All right. And we'll close the chant. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Peace, peace, peace.
Mm.
Well, when Ashtavakra says for us to just be there without adding anything to it, it doesn't make me want to talk.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And it's not the body or the mind, the intellect, the prana, the will that knows who we really are. It is who we really are that knows itself by its own light.
Yes. Yes.
That's the pure awareness.
What other light is needed?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Namaste, and we'll see you next week.
Okay. Thank you.